Hey guys, tonight we dive into a story that's as eerie as it is captivating. Imagine yourself standing in the dimly lit corner of an old, dusty antique shop. The smell of age-old wood and leather fills the air, while the occasional creak of the floorboards makes you wonder if you're alone, after all. The place feels like a relic from another time, full of objects that don't just tell stories, but hold them, secreted away, as if the items themselves are living memories of a dark past. Among the forgotten trinkets and curiosities, your eyes fall upon an object that seems out of place, a wax mask. Its surface is smooth, almost unnaturally so, as if it's been meticulously crafted to hide something deeply unsettling. This mask draws you in, almost as if it's calling your name. It's the kind of object that leaves you with more questions than answers, and the air seems to thicken as you gaze at it. What was this mask used for? What kind of person would wear something so ... clinical? It's not like the decorative masks you see at parties or in museums. This one feels heavier, darker, as if it's guarding something much more than just the face of the person who wore it. You feel a strange pull to it. You want to know its story. Why was it created? Who wore it? And what secrets does it hide? As you reach for the mask, something inside you hesitates. The quiet whisper of instinct warning you that you might not be prepared for what this mask is about to reveal. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. I'm curious, where are you watching from tonight? What time is it there? Drop a comment below and let me know. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. As you lift the mask from its place, an old brittle note falls out from beneath it. It's written in an unfamiliar script, and the ink has faded over time. But the message is clear. To hide the truth is to be forever cursed. This cryptic message sends a shiver down your spine. You turn the mask over in your hands, noticing how it fits perfectly in your grip, like it was made just for you. Your fingers brush the waxy surface, and for a fleeting moment, you almost swear the mask feels ... alive. You look around the shop, unsure of what to do next, but something deep within urges you to put the mask on, as if doing so will unlock the answers to all the questions swirling in your mind. Little do you know, this mask, and the dark history it carries, will take you on a journey through that unravels the twisted secrets of a disease that spread through a town, and the masks that were used to conceal not just illness, but darker truths. The history of the wax masks stretches back centuries, and they were never meant to be simple artifacts of a forgotten time. They were created for a very specific purpose, to hide a devastating disease. But more importantly, to cover up something far more sinister that was taking place beneath the surface. The more you think about it, the more you realize that this mask, this simple object, is the key to a much larger mystery, one that involves not just those who suffered from the disease, but those who stood to gain from it. You'll soon find that every answer brings a new question, and with each layer of truth you peel back, the shadows grow longer, threatening to consume everything you thought you knew. And as the night stretches on, you'll learn that this mask is more than just a physical object. It's a doorway to something far darker than you ever imagined. 2. You find yourself standing in front of the mask, still unsure of what exactly compels you to lift it from the shelf. The eerie stillness of the shop wraps around you, and the faintest sound of wind outside brushes against the window, adding to the unsettling atmosphere. The mask is warm in your hands, as if it's been waiting for you. The faint scent of old wax and something medicinal clings to it, sending a shiver down your spine. As you examine the mask more closely, you notice the fine details, the soft, sculpted curves of the face, the almost flawless symmetry, and the glossy sheen that almost makes it look like a real face if only it weren't so unnervingly perfect. This mask wasn't made for decoration or performance. It was created with a different purpose, one shrouded in secrecy, and the more you think about it, the more you realize that this is not just a relic of the past, it's a key to understanding something darker. The bell above the door rings, and you instinctively look up, surprised to see a figure entering the shop. It's the shopkeeper, a man whose weathered face seems to carry the weight of years, if not decades, of secrets. He glances at you briefly, then focuses on the mask in your hands, his expression shifting subtly. It's almost as if he knows exactly what you're holding, and it unsettles you. "Ah," he says quietly, his voice a low murmur. "You've found it, haven't you?" You nod, not entirely sure if you want to know the answer to your next question, but the pull of curiosity is stronger than any lingering hesitation. What is this mask? Why does it feel so different? The shopkeeper steps closer, his eyes darting to the door, before he lowers his voice even more. "That mask," he begins, "has a very dark history. You see, it's not just a piece of art, or a relic of a forgotten time. It was used by people long ago to hide something far worse than leprosy." His words hang in the air like a thick fog. You feel a chill run down your spine, and for the first time, you begin to sense that there's something much more sinister behind this mask than you ever expected. He continues, "In the past, when people were afflicted with diseases like leprosy, they were shunned, cast aside by society. But some did not want to be forgotten, did not want to die alone and unloved, so they created masks like these, not just to hide their disfigurement, but to hide the truth about what they were becoming and what others feared." The shopkeeper's voice grows quieter, almost as if he's afraid to speak too loud. "Some say the masks were cursed, that they didn't just conceal the disease, they trapped the souls of the wearers, binding them to the mask forever." That's why people stopped making them. That's why these masks disappeared. Because they held more than just the suffering of the afflicted. They held something far darker. You stare at the mask in your hands, trying to process what the shopkeeper has just said. The idea that something so simple could carry so much weight, so much pain and torment, feels almost too much to comprehend. As you look at the mask, you can't shake the feeling that it's beckoning you to understand its secrets. "Why did they disappear?" you ask, your voice barely above a whisper, afraid to hear the answer. He sighs deeply, rubbing his hands together, as if the question brings him pain. Because the last wearer of the masks sought to destroy them. They believed that by doing so, they could free the souls trapped inside. But not everyone agreed. Some thought the masks held the key to immortality, to power beyond understanding, and they would do anything to get their hands on them again. A long pause follows, the shopkeeper's eyes never leaving the mask in your hands. His gaze is intense, almost as if he's trying to gauge whether or not you truly understand what you're holding. The tension in the air thickens, and you begin to feel the weight of the shop's history pressing down on you. The masks, he continues, were made to hide more than just disease. They were made to hide the truth. And once you uncover that truth, there's no going back. The past doesn't like to be uncovered. It fights back. Suddenly, you feel an urge to leave, to walk away from this shop and this mask. But something deep within you, a mix of curiosity and an almost irrational need to know more, stops you. The mask's weight in your hands becomes more pronounced, like it's calling to you. You nod slowly, a strange feeling beginning to gnaw at your insides. Where did they come from? Who made them? The shopkeeper's eyes narrow, and for a moment, it seems like he's debating whether or not to tell you more. Finally, he speaks again, his voice barely audible. The masks were crafted by a secret society, a group who believed they could control the disease leprosy by hiding it from the world. They were made in silence, hidden away in a forgotten town. But the truth is, it wasn't just the disease they were hiding. They were hiding something far worse. The shopkeeper looks at you, a mix of concern and curiosity in his eyes. You must be careful. Some truths are better left undisturbed. With that, he walks away, leaving you standing there alone with the mask. His words echo in your mind, but you can't shake the feeling that the story has only just begun. The shopkeeper's warning lingers in your mind as you stand there, holding the mask. You feel like you've just opened a door that was never meant to be opened. The air feels colder now, thicker with a presence that seems to grow with every passing second. You glance at the shopkeeper, but he's disappeared into the back of the store, leaving you alone with this ominous object, cast. The mask feels heavier in your hands, almost as if it's urging you to take the next step, whatever that might be. You stare at the mask for a long moment, your fingers tracing its contours, the smoothness of the wax, the almost lifelike features, all serve to make it feel more like a person than an object. There's a creeping thought at the back of your mind that you've been staring at the wrong thing for too long. The mask itself might not be the real mystery. It's what's behind it, what it was meant to conceal, that holds the key. You shake your head, as if trying to shake off the thought, but it sticks. You decide to leave the shop, but the idea of the mask, of what it might reveal, doesn't leave you. It's as though it's become a part of you now, connected to you in a way that goes beyond mere curiosity. You feel compelled to learn more. The next morning, you can't help but revisit the shop. You're drawn to it, like a moth to a flame. The door creaks as you enter, and the familiar scent of dust and aged wood fills your senses. The shopkeeper is there again, though he doesn't look surprised to see you. "I knew you'd be back," he says with a knowing smile. There's no turning back once you start asking questions. You don't respond immediately, unsure of how to explain the pull you feel toward the mask. Instead, you ask the only question that feels right at this moment. What's the truth behind the mask? What are they hiding? The shopkeeper's smile falters, his gaze shifting uncomfortably. It's not the mask itself. It's what the mask represents. You see, there was a town long ago, now abandoned, that was the epicenter of a strange and deadly disease. It wasn't leprosy, though it resembled it in many ways, but this disease, it wasn't just physical, it corrupted the soul. He pauses, his eyes narrowing as if weighing his next words carefully. The disease was spread not by touch, but by sight. People who saw the afflicted, who looked them in the eyes, would begin to change. Their bodies would start to deteriorate, their minds to fragment. It wasn't the disease that killed them. No, it was their own fear. The fear of what they might become, of what they might see. You listen, fascinated and horrified at the same time. The idea that a disease could affect the mind so profoundly, without any clear physical symptom, is unsettling. You press on, needing to know more. So the masks, they were to hide what? The shopkeeper hesitates again, his eyes scanning the shop as if checking for evil. The masks were created as a way to protect the remaining healthy citizens from the horror of seeing what the disease truly did to a person. You see, the disease was more than just a physical ailment, it turned people into something else. See, a new kind of being. And those who saw them, they would inevitably start changing too. He leans in closer, his voice barely above a whisper. The disease was born from a pact made long ago. The people of the town, desperate for a cure, made a deal with something ancient, something dark. And in exchange for the cure, they agreed to become something else, something not entirely human. The mask was the only thing that could hide the transformation. It was the last barrier between their humanity and the creature they were becoming. The words hang heavy in the air, and you feel the weight of his revelation press down on you. You begin to understand why the masks were so crucial, why they were so feared. They weren't just about hiding disease. They were about hiding something far more terrifying. The shopkeeper straightens, his eyes looking distant, as if recalling something from long ago. But here's the catch. Those who wore the mask were not just hiding their new faces. They were also hiding something far darker, a curse that kept them bound to the land and to the pact they had made. Town became a prison. A place where the masks had to be worn to prevent the transformation from becoming complete. The last of the townspeople, those who survived, hid away, and the masks were locked away too. You feel a chill run through you. The idea of a town where people were trapped in a cycle of transformation, forced to wear masks to avoid their own horror, is almost too much to grasp. You ask the question that's been eating at you since you first heard the shopkeeper's tale. What happened to the town? The shopkeeper's eyes darken. The town was abandoned, destroyed, really, but not because of the disease. No, it was the masks that did it. The masks were not just a way to hide the disease, they were a form of control. And when the masks were destroyed, the curse was unleashed. You begin to understand the gravity of what you're dealing with. This isn't just a story about disease or masks, it's about something much older, much more powerful. The curse that binds the townspeople to the masks is still lingering, still reaching out to claim anyone who dares to uncover its secrets. The shopkeeper's gaze locks with yours, and you feel the weight of his words settle in your chest. If you're going to pursue this, you need to be ready. Ready for what you might find. Because some secrets are meant to stay buried. You leave the shop, the mask still in your possession, and with it, the weight of the past. You can't help but wonder, will you be the one to uncover the town's hidden truth? Or will the mask's curse claim you too? The world outside feels different now. Like the mask has changed everything. It's a heavy thing, the knowledge you've gathered, and it's starting to sink in. The shopkeeper's words cling to you like a second skin, the weight of the curse, pressing down, making each step feel slower, more deliberate. You can almost feel the ancient eyes of those who wore the masks watching you, waiting to see what you will do next. You find yourself drawn to the old library in town. It's a place you've passed by countless times, but now, it calls to you. Inside, the air smells of dust and old paper, and the floors creak underfoot. The library feels like a forgotten place, a remnant of a time when knowledge was still valued. It's quiet here, almost too quiet, but that's exactly what you need, too. You need to understand more, to learn the full extent of what you're dealing with, before you can make any decisions. You wander through the aisles of books, scanning titles that have been left behind by generations long gone. There's a sense of reverence in the space, like the books themselves are aware of the stories they hold. Finally, you pull a worn book from the shelf, its cover faded and cracked with age. The title, The Lost Town, is scrawled across the cover in gold lettering, though time has worn it down to barely readable marks. Opening the book, you find yourself staring at a map of a town long forgotten. The map is hand-drawn, and though it's faded, the outlines of streets and buildings are still clear enough. As you trace the lines with your finger, something catches your eye, an image drawn in the corner of the page. It's a drawing of the very mask you hold in your hands. A chill runs through you as you turn the page. The words that follow are cryptic, almost poetic, as if the writer was trying to capture the essence of a nightmare that they could never fully escape. Cad, you read aloud, despite the odd sensation that you shouldn't. Once the town fell silent, its people lost to the shadows, the masks were left behind. Not forgotten, but kept in the dark, hidden from the eyes of those who might find them. They were more than just coverings for the disease. They were the last line of defense, the final barrier between those who remained and the abyss that awaited them. Koas, a lump forming in your throat. The words hang in the air, almost as if the room itself is holding its breath. It's as if you've stumbled upon the final act of a tragedy that's been waiting for someone to come along and finish it. Your pulse quickens. The weight of the past, the curse, the disease, it's all beginning to form a clearer picture in your mind. You flip through more pages, each one revealing more about the town and the people who once lived there. The names of the town's founders, the rituals they performed to stave off the disease, and the pact they made. Each piece of the puzzle clicks into place, making the story feel all too real. Coheed. And then, you find it. A passage that sends a cold shiver down your spine. The masks, it reads, were not only made to hide the afflicted but to bind their souls. Those who wore them could never truly die, for they were tied to the mask forever. And those who saw them, those who learned the truth, would be cursed as well, drawn into the same endless cycle. You let the words sink in, and they hit you harder than you expected. The people who wore the masks weren't just hiding from the disease, they were hiding from something far worse. Something that wasn't just physical. The curse wasn't just about the disease itself. It was about the price that had to be paid for survival, for making the deal with whatever ancient force they had invoked. You slammed the book shut, your breath shallow. This town, these people, can't. And the masks, they are all tied together in ways that are far more dangerous than you ever imagined. You wonder if it's already too late to turn back, if the mask has already marked you. But you can't stop now. You have to know everything. There are still questions left unanswered. Still pieces of the story that need to be uncovered. You leave the library, your mind racing with the information you've gathered. The weight of the book's pages feels like a physical presence, pressing down on you as you step outside into the daylight. The town feels different now, like it's watching you, waiting to see what you'll do next. You have no choice but to keep moving forward, but with each step, you feel the creeping presence of the mask, as if it's already become a part of you. The story is far from over, and you know that the closer you get to the truth, the harder it will be to escape it. The curse isn't just a relic of the past, it's alive, and it's waiting for you. The next part of your journey lies ahead, but you have no idea what it will bring. The sun sets, casting long shadows across the town as you walk through the quiet streets. The air feels heavier now, almost suffocating. It's like the town itself is holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched, that the buildings, the very earth beneath your feet, knows what you've uncovered. The mask in your bag feels like it's pulsing, as if it's alive, as if it's aware of the truth you're getting closer to. You know now that the disease wasn't just about leprosy. It was about transformation. The people who wore the masks, who lived through the horrors of that town, they weren't just hiding physical deformities. They were hiding something far worse. A change, a mutation, a slow descent into something unrecognizable, something not entirely human. And the masks, these cursed objects, were the only things that could slow the transformation, hide the truth of what they were becoming. The weight of it all presses down on you. You're starting to understand why the masks were so coveted, why they were so feared. But the most troubling part, the truth isn't just locked in the past. It's still here, in this town, in this moment. And if you're not careful, you might find yourself caught up in it, just like those who came before you. You walk toward the outskirts of town, where the old, crumbling buildings stand as silent witnesses to a history that's been buried under layers of time and fear. The streets are empty, and the air grows colder the farther you go. There's an unsettling quiet, a kind of stillness that feels unnatural. It's like the town is holding its breath, waiting for something to emerge from the darkness. Ahead of you, you see the outline of a building, its silhouette stark against the fading light. It's an old church, or what remains of it, a place that looks as though it's been abandoned for centuries. But there's something about it, something that makes you feel like this is where your journey truly begins. You've been led here for a reason, whether you understand it or not. You step inside, the heavy door creaking on its hinges as you push it open. The air is thick with dust, and the smell of mildew and decay fills your nostrils. The church is empty, save for a few broken pews and remnants of what once might have been an altar. But what catches your attention is the large, cracked stained glass window at the far end. It's difficult to make out the images through the grime, but you can just make out the shape of a figure wearing a mask. Your heart skips a beat. This is no coincidence. The mask, the town, the church, all connected. You take a deep breath and step closer to the stained glass window. The light from the fading sun casting eerie, distorted shapes across the room. As you get closer, the air around you seems to shift, the temperature dropping. The shadows seem to lengthen, and you hear a soft whispering, almost like a prayer, coming from somewhere deep within the church. The sound makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. It's the kind of whisper that you know you're not meant to hear, the kind that's meant to remain hidden, locked away. You reach out, your hand trembling, and place it on the cold stone wall beneath the window. As you do, a sudden vision overwhelms you, a flash of images, fast and disjointed, but all too real. You see the town, its people afflicted, deformed, wearing the masks. You see the ritual, the dark pact that was made, the faces of those who knew the truth but were too afraid to speak. You stagger back, gasping for breath as the vision fades. The whispers grow louder, more insistent. You know what they're saying now, though you don't fully understand the meaning. The voices are calling you, urging you to uncover the final piece of the puzzle, to look deeper into what was hidden all those years ago. But you're not ready, not yet. You turn away from the window, your heart racing. The mask in your bag feels heavier now, like it's been waiting for this moment, waiting for you to make the next move. You need to find the answers, but you know that the closer you get, the more dangerous it will become. You're walking a fine line between uncovering the truth and becoming part of the curse yourself. The church is silent again, but the air feels different now, charged with something you can't explain. The whispers still echo in your mind, a constant reminder that you're not alone in this. The town's past, its secrets, its horrors, they're alive in the present. And they're reaching out to you. You take a deep breath, steadier now, and leave the church, the weight of the mask in your bag a constant reminder of what you're up against. You can't stop now. You're too far into this to turn back. The mask is calling to you, the curse is waiting, and the truth is just beyond your reach, but be careful. Some truths are more dangerous than others. The night falls quickly, wrapping the town in a blanket of darkness. As you walk back through the streets, the weight of the mask grows more oppressive with each step. It's no longer just a physical object. It feels like a presence, an entity, attached to you, pulling at you, whispering to you. The town itself seems to be shifting in the shadows, its eerie quietness suffocating as though it's holding its breath, waiting for you to make your next move. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. There's no one around, yet the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end, and the sense of unease gnaws at you. The mask in your bag feels hotter now, as though it's reacting to your growing uncertainty. You pause, looking around, your senses heightened. Nothing seems out of place, but everything feels off. The streets are too empty. The buildings too silent. The faintest sound of footsteps echoes behind you, and you whip around, heart racing, but there's nothing. Just the empty street, the dim glow of the streetlights casting long, distorted shadows on the pavement. You shake your head, trying to calm the rising panic. It's just your mind playing tricks on your right. Still, the feeling lingers. You decide to head back to the place where it all started, the shop where you first found the mask. Maybe there's something you missed, something that can help you make sense of everything. The shopkeeper's warnings echo in your mind, but at this point, you have no choice. You have to know what you're up against. As you approach the shop, you're surprised to find the door ajar. It wasn't open earlier. Your curiosity piqued. You push the door open just a crack, peering inside. The shop is dark, but the faintest light filters through the windows, casting strange shadows on the walls. The air is thick, almost suffocating, as if it's heavy with secrets. You step inside, the door creaking behind you as you push it open. The silence here feels different from before, deeper, more oppressive. It's almost as though the shop captive itself is holding its breath, as if it's aware that you've come looking for answers. The shopkeeper is there, but he's not behind the counter like usual. Instead, he's standing near the back of the shop, his back turned to you. For a moment, he seems lost in thought, but then he speaks, his voice low and strained. "I knew you'd come," he says, without turning to face you. "You're too far in now. You can't back out. The mask has chosen you." You freeze, the words sinking into your chest like ice. The mask has chosen you. You don't know what that means, but the weight of his statement is enough to make your heart skip a beat. The shopkeeper turns around slowly, his eyes dark and filled with something that you can't quite place. His face is drawn, tired, as though he's seen too much, lived too long. He's holding something in his hand, a worn, cracked book, and he walks over to you slowly, as if every movement takes effort. "You've uncovered some of the story," he says quietly, "but there's more you need to know. More you don't understand. The curse, it doesn't just lie in the masks. It lies in the bloodline of the people who created them. They were not just trying to hide the disease. They were trying to hide their sins. And those sins, they follow the blood. They were passed down, generation after generation, until they found a way to erase their own history, their own crimes." He holds out the book to you, and you take it carefully, unsure of what to expect. It's ancient, the pages yellowed with age, but it's surprisingly light in your hands. The shopkeeper's eyes never leave yours. "Open it," he urges. "The truth is in here. But once you know it, there's no going back. You will be marked, like the others before you." With a sense of dread creeping over you, you open the book. The first few pages are filled with strange symbols and handwritten notes. But as you turn further, you find a map of the town, this town marked, with locations that seem to resonate with the things you've already discovered. There's one location in particular that stands out. A small, hidden chapel, just outside the main town limits. The map is old, but it looks remarkably familiar. "This chapel," the shopkeeper says, his voice barely above a whisper. "It was the place where the pact was sealed. The place where the town's fate was decided. It's where the last of the masks were made. And it's where you'll find the answers. If you dare to look." His words send a cold chill through your body. "The chapel, that's where the truth lies." But the question is, What exactly is that truth? And can you handle it? The shopkeeper's gaze hardens, his expression grim. You can't escape what's coming. The mask. It's only a part of the puzzle. But it's the key, the final piece. The one thing that can stop the curse from continuing. You close the book slowly, your hands trembling. Tut. You want to run, to leave, to pretend none of this ever happened, but deep down, you know that running isn't an option. You've come too far, and the path ahead is the only one left. The town, the mask, the cursed bloodline, it's all leading you to that chapel. And whatever truth lies within its walls. The shopkeeper gives you one last warning before you leave. Remember, he says, his voice low and steady, the truth will not set you free. It will bind you, just like the others before you. You've already been marked. It's only a matter of time before the mask completes its hold on you. With those final words hanging in the air, you step out of the shop, the weight of the book and the mask heavy in your hands. You know what you have to do next. But as you walk toward the chapel, you can't help but wonder, will you ever escape the curse that's been set in motion? Or will you become yet another soul trapped in the dark history of this town? The moon hangs low in the sky, casting a ghostly light on the road ahead. The town is now silent, the streets empty, and the air thick with an unsettling tension. You've left behind the familiar, the comfortable, and now, with each step, you enter a world that feels both foreign and ancient. The chapel, just a dot on the map you've been given, sits far outside the town's limits, isolated in a dense patch of forest. The path leading to it is overgrown, barely discernible in the dark. And you can feel the weight of the night pressing down on you with each step. The mask in your bag feels hotter now, as if it's alive, pulsing with an energy you can't explain. It's as though it's aware of your every move, your every thought. The shopkeeper's words echo in your mind. You've been marked. You reach for the mask, your fingers brushing against its smooth surface as you pull it out of your bag. Kofar. A brief moment. You wonder what will happen when you put it on. What will it reveal? What will it hide? The uncertainty gnaws at you, but you can't stop now. Not when you're so close to uncovering the final piece of this twisted puzzle. The chapel's silhouette eventually comes into view, standing stark against the darkened sky. Its shape is jagged, like the bones of some long-dead creature. You hesitate for a moment, a feeling of dread creeping up your spine. This is where it all began, where the pact was sealed, where the town's fate was forever altered. It feels like the air around you is charged with something ancient, something that has waited centuries for this moment. You push open the chapel's heavy wooden doors, the sound of the hinges creaking louder than you expect. The interior is dim, with only the faintest traces of moonlight filtering through broken stained glass windows, casting eerie patterns on the stone floor. The silence inside is suffocating, as if the very building is holding its breath, waiting for you to speak, to make a decision, to claim what's rightfully yours, or not. A strange coldness fills the air, and as you step inside, the mask begins to feel even hotter, almost unbearably so. The whispers, faint at first, now become clear in your ears. A low murmur that seems to come from the very walls themselves. The words are unintelligible, but you can feel their meaning, their urgency. You look around, searching for something that might explain the silence, the mystery, the overwhelming presence of this place. There, in the center of the chapel, on the altar, lies an ancient book. It's open, as if it's been waiting for you. The pages yellowed with age, the ink fading. The book looks almost alive, pulsing with an energy that mirrors the mask. You step forward, each footfall echoing through the vast space. As you reach the altar, you can feel the weight of the past pressing down on you. The book feels cold too. The pages creaking as you flip through them. The words are written in an old, flowing script that you can barely understand. But the symbols, the drawings, they are familiar. Your eyes land on one illustration in particular, a diagram, of the mask. But this one is different. It shows the mask, not as an object, but as part of a ritual, one that binds the wearer's soul to the land. You feel a sudden surge of understanding, as if the mask has unlocked a door in your mind, revealing a truth that's been hidden for centuries. The ritual, it seems, was designed not just to hide the disease, but to trap the souls of those who wore the mask in an eternal cycle, forever bound to the land, to the pact that was made. As you read further, you realize that the mask isn't just a tool, it's the vessel, the key to unlocking the curse, and to keeping it alive. A chill runs through you as you comprehend the full scope of what this means. The town's history, the disease, the pact, it was all tied together by the masks. And now, you're standing in the very place where it all began, where the last of the masks were created. The weight of the curse presses down on you, and the voices in your head grow louder, more insistent. A flash of light outside the broken windows catches your attention. You turn toward the light, your heart pounding. You can see figures, shadows moving, but they're not human. There's something else, something that should not exist, their faces obscured by the masks they wear. The whispering grows louder, more frantic, as if urging you to do something, anything to stop them from getting closer. You turn back to the book, desperate for answers. The page you've opened to describes the final part of the ritual, a way to break the curse, to end the cycle once and for all. Cost is high. The mask must be destroyed completely and utterly. Only then can the souls of the trapped ones be freed, and the curse lifted. But there's a catch. The person who destroys the mask must take its place, becoming the vessel for the curse, bound forever to the land. The air grows colder, and the shadows outside the chapel grow larger, more distinct. They're coming for you. You take a deep breath, your hand gripping the mask tightly. You know what you have to do, but a part of you wonders if you're ready to make the ultimate sacrifice, to become the one who ends the cycle, or to become just another soul trapped in the curse forever. The decision weighs heavily on you as the shadows outside inch closer. The mask feels alive in your hand, like it's pulsing, urging you to put it on, to complete the ritual. You glance at the book. One last time, the words searing into your memory. The choice is yours, but there's no going back. As the shadows reach the chapel's door, you make your choice. You know what you must do, and the consequences. You'll face them head on. The shadows are almost upon you now. The figures outside the chapel are closer, their movements more distinct, as if they're drawn to your very presence. The soft, echoing whispers grow louder, filling the space with an unsettling urgency. You feel the pull of the mask in your hands once more. The heavy weight of its cursed power, pushing you toward an inevitable conclusion. It's as if the mask is guiding you, whispering its own desires into your mind, telling you that it is the key to ending everything, but you hesitate. A sense of finality lingers in the air. The choice is clear, yet the weight of it crushes you. Destroy the mask. Become the vessel. Kurt. You will end the curse that has plagued this town for centuries, but at the cost of your own freedom. There's no way to escape the consequences of your decision, no easy way out. You either become the final sacrifice to release those trapped, dead, or accept your role as the one who is bound to the curse forever. The whispering outside grows louder, almost frantic, as if time itself is running out. You glance around the chapel, your eyes darting to the altar, where the book lays open, offering you the final path. And then, your gaze falls back on the mask. The wax surface catches the faint light from the shattered stained glass, glinting ominously. You know that once you make this choice, there will be no turning back in the dim light of the chapel. The mask seems to pulse with a life of its own, almost as though it's alive. It's not just an object. It's a part of you now. A part of the town's dark history. You remember what the shopkeeper said. The mask has chosen you. And as the voices outside grow louder, you realize that the mask's influence is far-reaching. Its power more insidious than you ever imagined. It has been waiting for you, just as you have been waiting for it. The cycle is almost complete. With trembling hands, you slip the mask over your face. The sensation is immediate, overwhelming. The world around you blurs, your vision narrowing as if a veil has been drawn over your eyes. Your body feels strange, as if something deep within you, shifting, rearranging, adapting. You gasp for air as a surge of power floods your senses. The whispers intensifying until they are no longer whispers, they are screams. The screams of the souls trapped in the mask, the souls of the afflicted, the souls of those who once wore the mask and became a part of the curse. You stumble back, your knees weak, and for a moment, you feel as though you're falling into darkness. The chapel, the town, the very air around you seems to warp and distort, as if reality itself is beginning to fracture. And then, just as quickly, it stops. A sudden calm washes over you. The power that coursed through you seems to settle, and you realize with a start that you can feel someone inside the mask with you. It's not just your own thoughts. There are other voices here, and they are not kind. They are angry, desperate, and yet, there's a strange sense of peace as well. As if their torment is being shared in some twisted way. You pull the mask off in panic, but it won't budge. It's stuck to your face, a part of you now, and the panic grows. The voices in your head, are louder now. Terror. Anger overwhelming as they seem to tear through your thoughts. You cannot escape. You have taken our place. The words echo in your mind, and you realize with horrifying clarity what's happening. Souls trapped in the mask are not free, they're merely passing their torment on to you. And now, you are the one who is bound. The cycle has begun again. You scream, but no sound escapes your lips. The chapel feels cold now, the air thick, and suffocating. The shadows outside seem to be closing in on you, their forms growing ever larger as they move toward the chapel's entrance. You hear their footsteps slow, deliberate, and the whispering continues, growing louder, more insistent. They are coming for you, just as they came for those who wore the mask before you. The realization crashes down on you, and for a moment, you feel hopeless. You wanted to end this curse. You thought you could break the cycle. But now you know the truth. The curse was never meant to be broken. It was meant to be passed on from one soul to the next. The mask wasn't just a symbol of the disease or the pactite, was a prison, a vessel that would never let go. The chapel doors creak open, and the figures outside enter, their faces obscured by the masks they wear. They're not human, not anymore. Their forms are twisted, grotesque, their eyes hollow, their movements jerky and unnatural. The whispers in your mind grow louder, urging you to do something, anything, to stop them. But it's too late. You have already joined them. You've become one with the curse. As the masked figures approach, you can feel the weight of your decision pressing down on you. The power of the mask, the curse. It's all too much now. You are no longer yourself. You are part of something. Older, darker, a part of the town's twisted history. Forever bound to it. The figures stop in front of you, their faces shrouded in the same waxen masks. You try to speak, but no words come. Only the whispers, only the realization of what you have become. In that moment, you understand. You are no longer a mere person in a forgotten town. You are part of the curse itself, the souls trapped in the mask have claimed their next victim. And there will be no escape, not for you. Not for anyone who dares to uncover the town's dark history. The mask, the curse, the town they have won. The world around you begins to dissolve into shadow. The chapel, the moonlight, the figures standing before you, it all blurs into an oppressive, suffocating fog. You try to move, but it's as if your body no longer belongs to you. The mask, still firmly affixed to your face, feels like an extension of your very skin. You struggle against the pull of the curse, but there's no escape, son. It's as though the mask has become a part of your soul, entwined with it in a way that you never could have imagined. The figures before you, these tormented souls, trapped in masks of their own, begin to speak. Their voices are a chorus of anguish, their words incomprehensible at first, but then they start to make sense. They are speaking to you, not with words, but with emotions, memories, and desires. You feel their grief, their pain, their endless torment. The mask's hold over you is tightening, and you realize that you are no longer just a witness to their suffering. You are now part of it. Welcome, one of the figures says, in your mind, its voice both distant and near at the same time. You are one of us now. The words sting, but they also resonate deep within you. You understand what they mean now. The mask wasn't just a tool, it was a trap, tent. You've fallen right into it, just as they all did before you, as you struggle to retain your sense of self. A chilling thought crosses your mind. You're not just trapped in this town's curse, you are now its next keeper. Your body, soul, have been claimed by the very thing you sought to destroy. The mask hums, vibrating with an energy that feels otherworldly. Stuff. The whispers inside your head grow louder, and you realize with growing horror that they are not just trapped souls. They are the remnants of those who have come before you. the ones who wore the mask, whose lives were consumed by it. Their voices are now fused with yours, and they share their stories, their torment, their despair. You are no longer alone in your mind. The chapel's oppressive silence is broken by a sudden, sharp crack. The door slams open, and a gust of wind sweeps through the room, extinguishing the remaining light. You can hear the creaking of the old walls, the groaning of the building as though it is alive, as if it too is reacting to the mask's power. And then, through the dark, you see them figures that you cannot quite make out, moving closer, their movements slow and deliberate. They are coming for you, another voice warns in your mind, urgent and panicked. You cannot escape. Town is waking up. The ground beneath you trembles, and you feel the weight of the mask pressing harder into your face, as if it's pulling at your very soul. You want to scream, to rip the mask off, but the mask's grip on you is stronger, than your will to fight. It's as though your body has become an unwilling vessel, holding not just your essence, but the dark history of this cursed place in the distance. The figures that are slowly approaching begin to reveal themselves more clearly, and you see them for what they truly are, ghosts of the past, the final remnants of the townspeople. They are twisted, not in the way that leprosy twisted the body, but in the way that time and suffering twist the spirit. Their faces are covered by identical wax masks, their bodies gaunt and hollow, the flesh beneath the masks long gone. They are the ones who made the pact long ago, the ones who sealed their fates with the mask. And now, you are joining them. As the figures draw closer, you feel a strange sense of calm wash over you, a numbness that makes everything feel distant, unreal. See, the mask has merged with you, and with it, the understanding that there is no end to this cycle. The souls who wore the masks, the ones who sought immortality through it, are doomed to repeat their fates for eternity. You are their replacement, the new keeper of the curse, bound to this place forever. The figures stop in front of you. They don't speak, but you can feel their presence, their expectations, as if they are waiting for you to do something that will allow them to rest. But you know now that they are not waiting for release. They are waiting for you to accept your place in the cycle. They have been waiting for someone to take their place, just as they once took the place of those who came before them. One of the figures reaches out to you, its bony hand trembling slightly. It places its hand on your shoulder, and the moment it touches you, a flood of memories surges through your mind. You see the town as it once was alive, full of people who were once like you, full of hope. You see the disease spreading, the fear, the desperate actions of the townspeople to protect themselves. You witness the creation of the masks, the ritual that bound them all to this curse, and then, in the deepest part of your mind, you see something even darker. The pact wasn't made to protect the people from leprosy. It was made to protect them from something far more ancient and terrifying. The disease was never the true enemy. The true enemy was the force they bargained with, the force that created the masks, the force that keeps them trapped here forever. You understand now that the masks were never meant to be a cure. They were a prison, a way to contain the evil that the town's founders summoned. The figure's touch pulls you back from the vision, and you're left standing in the chapel once more, but now you feel different. The mask has changed you. It has rewritten your fate, and you understand the truth. You are no longer just a person, you are part of the curse, and you will be until the end of time. As the figures around you begin to move away, the weight of your fate sinks in. The town curse, the mascot, will never end. You will never escape. You take a step forward, knowing now that you are bound to this place, bound to the mask, bound to the eternal cycle of suffering. You have become part of the history of this town, the final keeper of its terrible secret, and the mask will wait forever. The air in the chapel is thick, heavy with the weight of centuries of secrets. The once silent walls now seem to pulse with the energy of the mask, as if they too are alive, feeding off the power that binds you to this cursed place. You look around at the figures who have become your companions in this nightmare, souls trapped in the same eternal loop. Their faces hidden behind the masks that conceal their true selves. And now, you realize, you are one of them. The thought sends a tremor through you, a cold wave of despair crashing over your mind. You want to scream, to tear off the mask, to run from this place, but the truth has settled deep into your bones. There is no running, there is no escape. You are part of the curse now, and the curse has no end. The mask has claimed you, just as it has claimed everyone before you. The shadows in the chapel stretch, twisting unnaturally, and you feel a shift in the atmosphere. The temperature drops, and the whispers that have been in your mind grow louder, more insistent. They seem to come from everywhere, now beneath your feet, from the walls, from the air around you. You hear the voices of those who once wore the mask, their anguish, their anger, and their regret. But it's more than that, kid. You feel their desire to be freed, to pass on the burden of the curse to the next soul. And now, you are that soul. You are the keeper, a voice whispers, familiar and foreign at the same time. You have accepted the burden. You cannot turn back. You try to move, to shake the weight of the mask from your mind, but the voices are relentless. The past, the present, and the future blend together into one continuous nightmare. The chapel around you begins to blur again, as though reality itself is beginning to unravel. You feel yourself being drawn into the vortex of the mask's power, into a place that exists outside time and space. It is not a place of light or dark. It is simply ... endless. You stagger back, desperate to hold on to some part of yourself, some shred of humanity that still remains, but it slips through your fingers like sand. The figure who had placed its hand on your shoulder, the one who had been waiting for you to join their ranks, turns away, leaving you to face your fate alone. You want to cry out, but there is no sound, no way to express the terror that churns inside you. The chapel around you begins to change again. The once quiet space is now filled with a faint, eerie glow that seems to pulse from the very walls. The light doesn't come from any natural source. It's as if the chapel itself is alive, breathing, feeding off the mask's curse. The faces of the figures blur as they move away from you, their movements slow and deliberate, like shadows cast in a dream. You realize that they are not moving in space, but through time, gliding from one moment to the next, forever trapped in the cycle of their own torment. And then, the door to the chapel swings open once again, but this time, There is no gust of wind, no sound, just an empty, echoing silence. The door remains open, but the outside world is obscured. A fog so thick, it feels like you are staring into a void. You feel the mask growing heavier, as though cute is pulling you toward that void. The weight of it presses down on you, suffocating you, as if it is trying to erase what little of yourself remains. You try to fight it, but the power of the mask is too strong. You are being drawn into the dark beyond the chapel, into a place where there are no answers, only the endless repetition of the curse. The figures around you fade into the darkness, their voices silenced, their faces hidden behind the mask, and you realize, with a final, crushing sense of inevitability, that you will never be free. You will never be released from this endless cycle of suffering. See, you have become a part of the story, a part of the history of the mask, the history of the town. Your name will be forgotten, but your presence will remain in the distance. You hear the faint sound of footsteps, slow and deliberate, drawing closer. You can't see who is approaching, but you know that they are coming for you. And you know that, just like the figures before you, you will never be able to escape. You have become the curse, and the curse will always find a way to pass itself. The footsteps grow louder, closer. You try to move, but you can't. Your body is frozen, trapped by the mask's power. The voices of the souls who came before you swirl around you, their despair filling the air like a suffocating fog. The figures that are approaching stop in front of you, their faces still hidden behind the waxen masks. You know what they want. You know what they've come for. And then, just as you expect to be claimed by the curse, the mask's power reaches a crescendo. You are pulled into the darkness, your body and soul being consumed by the weight of the past, of the curse, of the endless cycle. The chapel fades, the town fades, and all that remains is the endless void. You are no longer a person. You are no longer an individual. You are the keeper, the vessel, the curse itself, and you will never escape. Terror is nothing. No sound, no light, no feeling. The absence of everything overwhelms you as you drift through the void, no longer a part of the world you once knew. The mask now, fused with your very essence, has claimed you fully, absorbing your identity, your soul. You are no longer a person. You are an entity of the curse, a part of the endless cycle that has tormented this town for centuries. The figures, the whispers, the chapel, all of it is fading away, leaving you alone in the silence. Yet, in this void, there is something else. A flicker, a faint spark of something, alive. It's the memory of yourself. It's the part of you, is still fighting to be free, to be whole again. But the mask is stronger, its hold on you tighter, and the struggle to remember who you were fades with each passing moment. The void begins to shift, ever so slightly, and you sense the presence, of other souls, who have been trapped here, just like you, perhaps for longer than you could ever understand. Their pain, their torment, lingers in the darkness, echoing through the emptiness. You can hear their whispers now, not just in your mind, but in the air around you. They're still here, bound to the same curse that has claimed you. They don't speak. They don't need to. You understand them now. Their anguish is your anguish. Their fate is your fate. A surge of energy courses through you. A violent pull that makes you gasp for air, though you don't need to breathe. It's the sensation of being pulled through time, through the veil between the past and the present. The mask shifts again, as though it's guiding you towards something, towards someone. You don't know why, but you can't resist. You are a part of the mask now, and the mask is leading you somewhere. The fog of emptiness lifts, and you feel yourself slowly emerging from the void, your senses flickering back into focus. You are still here, still trapped, still part of the cycle, and then you see it. The town, it's not the same as it once was. It's darker, twisted, like an old decayed dream that has been warped and reshaped over time. The buildings are dilapidated, the streets cracked and broken. But there is life here, figures wandering aimlessly through the streets, their faces obscured by masks. The town has returned, but it's a town of the cursed, a town of the forgotten. The figures are different from the ones you saw before. They are not the ghosts of those who were once trapped. These are the newly marked, the fresh souls who have taken the mask upon themselves. They move like shadows, their bodies hunched and broken, as though they are in a constant state of suffering, never truly alive, never truly dead. They are just like you, just like everyone who has ever worn the mask before. You watch as they move through the town, each one a ghost of the past. Each one carrying the weight of the curse that has been passed down through generations. Tool. You understand now that the mask wasn't just a tool of transformation. It was a trap, a way to keep the curse alive, to keep it feeding on the souls of those who sought to escape it. The town is its prison, its eternal home. The curse will never die, because it can never be destroyed. It will always find new souls to claim, new lives to feed upon. You are one of them now, walking among the lost. You look down at your hands, but they are no longer your own. They are the hands of the curse, the hands of those who have come before you. You are a part of the mask, a part of the darkness that consumes everything it touches. The town fades in and out, flickering between the present and the past. You see flashes of the town as it once was alive, full of people who were just like you. You see the desperation, the fear in their eyes as they were drawn into the mask's power, as they made the deal to save themselves, only to lose everything in the end. The town was never meant to be saved. It was always meant to be a prison for the cursed, a place where time and reality no longer mattered. And now, you are its newest prisoner. The mask is your prison, the town is your prison, and there is no escape. You try to scream, but no sound comes. You are silent, trapped within the mask's power, a part of its endless cycle. But in the distance, you see something. A figure, standing at the edge of the town, looking out over the empty streets. The figure is holding something, another mask. A new one. The mask calls to you, its energy pulsating through the air, beckoning you toward it. You want to run, to escape, but you know you can't. The mask will always find you. The curse will always find a way to pass itself on. The figure turns slowly, and you see its face. It's you. It's the face you once wore, before the mask claimed you. Now, it is hollow, empty, and behind its eyes, there is only the darkness of the curse. You realize the truth now. The mask has no end. It has no mercy. It is a cycle, one that has no beginning and no end. It will never release you. It will never let you go. You are part of it. And as long as you are in the town, as long as you wear the mask, you will never be free. The town is alive with the curse, and you are its latest keeper. The cycle continues. The mask waits for the next soul to claim, and you are its prisoner forever. The town stretches out before you like a labyrinth, twisting in ways that seem impossible. The streets curve and fork unpredictably, and the buildings lean at strange angles, as though they are closing in on themselves, drawn together by the unseen force that holds this place in an eternal grip. The figures that wander the streets, those who are bound by the curse, pass by without a glance. They are moving, but they aren't alive, not really. They are hollow shells, faces obscured behind their masks, each one marked by the same unspoken despair that now resides within you. You begin walking, your feet carrying you down a familiar path, though it feels foreign now. There is no sound, no chatter, just the soft scrape of your shoes against the cracked pavement. The town feels abandoned, but not in the way a town might feel after a disaster. This place is alive, but it's a different kind of life, a stagnant, trapped existence, where nothing changes because nothing can. The air is thick with the weight of that stillness. As you walk, memories begin to surface, memories that are not your own, but the memories of the mask's previous wearers. You see flashes of their lives, their pain, their fear. Each one of them, just like you, thought they could escape. They thought they could destroy the mask, break the curse, but instead, they became part of it. Their lives, your life, now woven into the fabric of this cursed place, where time has no meaning and death is only an illusion. The town's skyline looms in the distance, and you find yourself walking toward the center of it. It's a place you've been before, though you have no memory of ever walking there. There is something here, something you must face, something you know will change everything. Or perhaps, confirm that nothing will ever change again. You approach a large, crumbling building at the heart of the town. It is both imposing and familiar, its once grand facade, now decayed with age. This is the place where it all started, where the pact was made, the heart of the curse. The mask hums softly in your mind, its presence undeniable. You've been here before, in a way, but now, with the weight of the mask fully settled into your soul, you feel as though you've come home to this dark, twisted reality. The doors to the building stand ajar, beckoning you inside. A part of you recoils at the thought, but the mask, ever insistent, pulls you forward. You step through the doorway, the hinges creaking in protest, and enter the dim, musty interior. The air is stale, thick with the scent of dust and decay, but there is something else, a faint odor of burning wax, as if the very walls have absorbed the memories of those who have been here before. You walk deeper into the building, passing through long corridors that seem to stretch on forever. The architecture is warped, twisted, as if the building itself is shifting, like it's alive. The shadows in the corners seem to move, reaching out as though they want to touch you, to claim you, just like the mask has claimed you. You hear footsteps behind you, but when you turn, there's no one there. Only the soft murmur of the mask's confluence, growing louder and more insistent at the center of the building. You find an old, decayed room, the walls adorned with faded, intricate carvings. The floor is covered in a thick layer of dust. But in the center of the room lies something you recognize, a large stone pedestal, ancient and weathered, with an indentation in the shape of a mask. The mask, your mask, the one you now wear. The mask calls to you, pulling you toward the pedestal. There is no need to question why. The mask knows. It has always known. You place your hand on the pedestal, and as you do, you feel a surge of energy, a pulse that echoes deep within your chest. You are drawn to the mask's resting place as if you have been here 1,000 times before. As you stand there, your fingers hover just above the indentation, the mask growing warmer in your hands. It is time, a voice whispers in your mind. The cycle must continue. You know what this means. You have come full circle. The mask was never meant to be destroyed. It was never meant to end the curse. It was the vessel that perpetuated it, the key that ensured its survival. And now, it is your turn to take your place, to become the keeper of the curse. The mask must remain, must be passed on. The town must remain, as it is a place trapped in time, a prison for all those who wore the mask before you. You try to resist, try to fight the urge to place the mask into its rightful place on the pedestal, but the weight of the curse is too much. The voices in your mind, the whispers of the souls trapped before you, push you forward. There is no escape. You are the next in the endless line of keepers, and you must take your place in the cycle. It is the only way to keep the curse alive. It is the only way to ensure the mask's power remains intact. With a final, defeated sigh, you place the mask into its slot. The moment it touches the stone pedestal, there is a burst of light, a blinding flash that makes your eyes sting. The energy around you crackles, and for a moment, you feel as though you are being torn apart and put back together again. 2. You are no longer just a person. You are the mask. You are the curse. The light fades, and you are left standing there in the center of the room. The town outside is silent, but you can feel it, the pulse of the mask's power flowing through the walls, through the streets, through the very air. You have become part of it, part of the town's dark history, part of the endless cycle that will never end. You are the keeper now, and the mask waits for the next soul to take its place. The silence in the room is deafening. As the light from the pedestal fades, a strange calm settles over you. Your mask rests in its place, and you feel a shift within you, as if the energy of the curse is now completely intertwined with your own existence. The weight of the mask's power presses into your chest, a constant reminder of your new reality. You are no longer a person, but a keeper, a guardian of the curse, bound to this place for eternity. You glance around the room, but everything looks the same as it did when you entered. The walls, the dust, the faint smell of decay, all seems unchanged, as if the very air has absorbed the suffering of those who came before you. But there's something else now, something subtle, a flicker in the air that suggests a shift in the fabric of the curse. It's as if the town has acknowledged your presence, like it has recognized that you, too, are now part of the cycle. A low hum vibrates through the floor, resonating with the pulse of the mask. You can feel it in your bones, a reminder that the cycle is still ongoing, still feeding on the souls of those who dare to uncover its secrets. The town, though abandoned and hollow, is alive in its own twisted way, a place that exists outside the rules of time and space. It is a prison, but it is also a realm where the cursed are drawn, where the mask continues to feed on the fear, the regrets, and the lost hopes of those who wear it. You step away from the pedestal, your feet heavy as if they are no longer entirely your own. Each step feels like it's dragging you further into the curse, further into the endless loop of suffering that awaits anyone who dares to take the mask. The whispers are louder now, swirling around you like an invisible storm. They, are not just the voices of those who wore the mask before you. They are the voices of the town itself, the souls that have been trapped here, bound to the curse for as long as it has existed. You are one of us now, a voice whispers, familiar yet foreign. You are the keeper. The mask is yours to protect, to pass on. The cycle will never end. The weight of those words sinks in. You can't deny the truth of them, too. You can feel it in your soul. The mask has become a part of you, and the town has claimed you as its own. You are now a part of the curse, destined to wear the mask and guard it for eternity. You are the next in line, just as the souls before you were. And when the time comes, you will pass it on, just as they did. But as the whispers grow louder, you feel a flicker of doubt, a tiny spark of rebellion deep within you. Is this all there is? Is this your fate, forever bound to this place, to this mask? The thought of it, of never escaping the curse, is overwhelming. But you know that escaping is impossible. The mask, the curse, the town, they will always find you. The cycle will always continue, because it is not just the mask that is cursed. The entire town is. And you are now part of that curse. The hum, in the room grows louder. A steady, rhythmic pulse that seems to sync with your heartbeat. The walls of the room begin to tremble slightly, the dust in the air swirling around you. You feel the presence of the other figures now, the ones who have been trapped here for eternity, their souls lost to the cycle. They are watching you, waiting for you to embrace your new role. You close your eyes, trying to block out the whispers, trying to focus on the present moment. But the past keeps intruding flashes of those who came before you, their pain and desperation, their failed attempts to break free. The mask has claimed them, just as it has claimed you, and you realize that you are not the first to be trapped. Are not the first to wear the mask, but you will be the last. A cold chill runs down your spine as the realization settles in. The mask is not just a tool, it is a prison, a way to keep the curse alive, to pass it on from one person to the next. And when you are gone, the next soul will take your place, just as you have taken the place of those before you. The town will continue to exist, and the curse will continue to feed on the souls of the cursed. Cycle that will never be broken. A chain of suffering that will never end. You stand there in the dim room, the weight of your new reality settling over you. The whispers continue, but they are no longer as frightening. They are just a part of the curse now, a part of you. You are one with them. The mask, the town, the cycled, they are all yours to guard, forever. The figures that surround you are not just lost souls. They are the keepers before you, the ones who passed on the mask, who wore it, and failed to break the curse. They are waiting, just as you are. Waiting for the next soul to take the mask and become a part of the cycle. And you realize, with a sinking feeling, that this is your fate. This is your place in the world now. There is no escape. There never was. The mask is the key, the vessel, the curse. And you, the keeper, are its eternal guardian. You will pass it on when the time comes, and the cycle will continue, forever and ever. As the voices grow quieter, you stand in the center of the room, the hum of the mask pulsing through your very being. You are one with it now, and the cycle has begun anew. The hum of the mask fills the air, vibrating through your chest, resonating deep within your bones. It's as though every fiber of your being is in tune with it, responding to its call. As if you and the mask have become one inseparable, unyielding. The voices of the other keepers swirl around you, distant but present, like faint echoes that reverberate through the very walls of the cursed town. You cannot escape them. They are part of you now, and you are part of them. You feel a strange sense of calm settle over you. The whispers once frantic, desperate have slowed. The weight of the mask, the weight of the curse, is still there, but it no longer feels suffocating. Instead, it feels inevitable. It has always been this way. You were always meant to be here, in this town, in this room, wearing this mask. And as much as you want to fight it, to break free, you know deep down that the battle is already lost. The past, the present, and the future all blur together. Tone outside the building, the cursed streets, the decaying buildings, it all feels distant, like a dream, or perhaps a memory that has been lost to time. There is no distinction between now and then, no dividing line between the souls who wore the mask before you and the ones who will follow. It is all a part of the same endless cycle, a loop that stretches back for as long as anyone can remember. But even in this new, unsettling clarity, a single question lingers at the back of your mind. Why? Why did this town, these people, ever make the pact? Why did they create the mask? What was the original purpose of all this? The answers remain out of reach, taunting you with their elusiveness, like a puzzle that has no solution. Perhaps, you wonder, there is no answer. Perhaps the mask and the curse were never meant to be understoodly endured. As you stand in the center of the room, the pedestal where the mask once sat, now empty, you feel the town shift once again. It's subtle at first, just a faint tremor beneath your feet, but it grows stronger, more pronounced. The air around you feels heavier, as if something is awakening, something deep within the heart of the town. The hum of the mask intensifies, becoming louder, more insistent. It's calling you, it's time. The voice whispers in your mind, it's time to pass it on. You don't need to be told. You feel the pull in your very core, an undeniable force guiding you to the next stage, the next keeper, the next soul who will take your place in the cycle. You have become the mask's vessel, and it is your duty now to find the next one, to mark them with the curse. You know what must be done. You have always known, it is your purpose, and in this moment, there's no fear, no hesitation. There is only the knowing, the understanding that the mask will never leave, that the curse will never end, The door to the room creaks open, and you turn to face it. Standing in the doorway is a figure, their face obscured by the shadow of the mask they wear. It's impossible to see who they are, but you know, deep within, that they are the next keeper, the next soul who will join the endless cycle, just as you did, just as the others before you did. They take a step forward, and you feel the weight of their presence, the gravity of the moment, the town, the curse, the mask it has all led to this. You reach out, your hand trembling slightly, but you know there is no turning back. This is your role, this is what you have become. The figure moves closer, the mask pulsing with an otherworldly energy, and you place your hands on their shoulders, guiding them toward the pedestal where the mask rests. The connection between you and them is instant, as if the mask recognizes its next keeper. They are drawn toward it, just as you were, just as everyone before you was. It is inevitable. As the figure reaches the pedestal, you step back, your heart beating in your chest. The air is thick with anticipation. You can feel the weight of the mask's power drawing the figure in, claiming them, just as it claimed you. The cycle continues. It always does. The figure hesitates for a moment, as if they are aware of what is happening, aware of the curse that is about to bind them to this town. Their hands tremble as they reach for the mask, their fingers brushing against the cool, waxy surface. You can see the fear in their eyes, the same fear that once filled you when you first touched it. But there is no escape, no turning back. The mask claims its own, and the cycle begins anew. As the figure places the mask on their face, the room trembles once again, the walls shaking as the curse takes hold. The voices of the past, the whispers of the lost souls, rise up in a chorus of recognition. The town stirs, as if it is waking from a long slumber, ready to claim its next victim. The air grows heavy with the weight of the mask's power, the energy crackling with the promise of eternal torment. And in that moment, you realize the truth. The curse is not just about the mask. It is about the town itself. The town is the prison, and the mask is the key. You were never meant to escape. No one ever was. The town is a place of endless suffering, a place where souls are trapped, bound by the curse for eternity. And now, you are no longer the keeper. 2. You are just another part of the cycle, another soul lost to the mask. You will watch as the new keeper takes their place, and when their time comes, someone else will take the mask from them, and the cycle will continue. The figure, now fully embraced by the mask, turns to face you. Their eyes, hidden behind the waxen surface, reflect nothing but the same emptiness you now carry. They are the new keeper, and they, too, will endure the endless torment of this place. You step back into the shadows, watching as the curse claims its next victim. There is no end, there is only the cycle, and you are part of it, forever. The weight of the moment presses down on you as you stand in the shadow of the figure who has taken the mask. The air in the room seems to shift, to thicken, as if the town itself is reacting to the newest soul it has claimed. The hum of the mask, the hum you have come to know so well, fills the air, vibrating through your body as the figure stands, frozen in place, their hands trembling as they adjust to the weight of the mask on their face, It's happening again. The cycle is continuing. The town stirs, slowly but deliberately, as if awakening from a deep slumber. The walls creak, and you can hear the faint echo of footsteps in the distance, as if the town is alive, moving with a purpose, drawn to the presence of the new keeper. The whispers begin to rise once more, a low murmur of voices that reverberate through the space, echoing off the walls. The souls that have come before you are watching, waiting, as the new keeper takes their place. You cannot help but feel the weight of it, the inevitability of it all. See, the mask is not just an object. It is the catalyst, the beginning and the end. It traps you, binds you to this place, and forces you to repeat the same fate over and over again. And now, as you stand here, watching the next keeper take their place, you understand. You've always understood. The figure, still standing motionless, begins to sway slightly, as if adjusting to the weight of their new existence. The mask shifts on their face, settling into place with a finality that chills you to the core. Their eyes, hidden behind the mask, are vacant, empty. They are no longer themselves. They are the mask. They are the curse. You watch them, feeling an odd sense of detachment, as if you are no longer part of the world around you. You have seen this moment so many times before, witnessed countless souls take the mask and become trapped in its grip. Yet it still feels fresh. The cycle is always the same, but each new keeper feels like a new chapter in the endless story of this cursed town. The figure turns toward you, their movements slow, deliberate. They walk toward you, each step echoing in the silence of the room. The whispers grow louder, their voices filling your mind once again. You are not alone, they say. You will never be alone. We are all part of the mask. We are all part of the curse. You want to speak, to warn them, but the words don't come. State. The mask. The curse. It has taken away your ability to communicate, to break free from the cycle. You are a part of it now, just as they are. You are bound to this town, to this place, for eternity. There is no escape. There never was. The figure, now fully absorbed by the mask, stands before you. Their face is hidden, their presence overwhelming. They are the keeper now. They are the one who will pass on the curse, who will wear the mask and endure the endless torment. And when their time comes, another soul will take their place, and the cycle will continue. The figure reaches out to you, their hand trembling slightly as they touch your shoulder. The connection is instant, and you feel the weight of their experience. The crushing burden of the mask, pressing down on you. You know what they are feeling. You know the agony, the confusion, the helplessness that comes with being claimed by the mask. You feel the pull of the mask once more, a force that drags you back toward the pedestal. The town shifts around you, the walls closing in, the whispers rising to a crescendo. The figure, now fully entrenched in their role as the keeper, steps back, giving you space. You have nothing left to give. You have nothing left to say. The cycle is complete, and your role is done. The town will continue to function, as it always has, a twisted reflection of the curse that holds it in its grasp. And as you step away from the pedestal, you feel the weight of time pressing on you. The years, the centuries, the endless march of the mask's power. It all blends together, until you are no longer sure of where the past ends and the future begins. You are trapped in a loop, an eternal cycle of pain, loss, and rebirth. The figure watches you, their gaze hidden behind the mask, but you know they see you. They understand. They are part of the same cursed story. And when the time comes, they will pass on the mask, just as you did, just as everyone before you did. You stand in the center of the room, the weight of your fate pressing down on you. You are no longer a keeper. You are just another soul lost to the cycle. The mask has claimed you, and it will claim everyone who follows. The whispers begin to fade as the figure turns. Stepping away from the pedestal, their journey now set in motion. You are left alone, standing in the silence of the room, the weight of eternity settling around you. The curse will continue, as it always does, feeding on the souls of those who dare to uncover its secrets. And in the distance, the town stirs, ready for the next chapter, the next keeper, the next soul to join. The endless cycle of the mask. The silence in the room grows thick, suffocating. As you watch the figure, the new keeper, fade into the shadows of the town, the mask they wear now holds all the secrets, all the burdens, and you, too, are now a part of it. The weight of the curse presses on you, yet you can no longer move, no longer resist. You have become the embodiment of the endless cycle. The town waits, and in its stillness, you feel the centuries that have passed, and those that will pass, stretch out like endless horizon. You are part of this cursed place, and the realization washes over you with an eerie calm. There is no longer the frantic desperation that once gripped you. The years you spent searching for a way out, the attempts to break the mask's hold, have all faded into the ether. The mask's power is now a part of your very being, woven into the fabric of your soul. You are neither fully alive nor fully dead. You are the keeper, as they were before you, and as those before them were. A cycle of suffering, passed from one to the next. Outside, the town stirs again, the same eerie quietness pervading the streets. The buildings loom, their decaying forms stretching upward, twisted and broken, yet still standing. And as you walk through the empty streets once more, you realize how much the town itself reflects the curse. It is stagnant, frozen in time. Its inhabitants, those lost souls, are trapped in their own endless loop, bound by the mask and the curse. It never ends. It never changes. The mask you wear pulses with a deep hum, resonating within your chest, like a heartbeat. See, the mask's hold on you tightens, not with violence, but with an insidious calm. It feels as if it is teaching you, preparing you for something. You do not know what it is, but you feel it deep in your core, a sense of something that has always been, and always will be. The mask is the key. The town is its prison. And you are its keeper as you walk through the streets. The figures of those who came before you blur in your vision. They appear, but not fully, shifting between the veil of time and space. Their faces are covered by masks, some you recognize, some you don't, but all of them share one thing in common, the same hollow emptiness. Their eyes are lifeless. Their souls have been consumed by the mask, by the curse, and they are nothing more than shadows of the people they once were. You see the town shift again, just slightly. The buildings are not quite as they were before. Some are taller, others shorter, and others seem to vanish entirely in the blink of an eye. The lines between past, present, and future blur, and for a moment you feel as if you are standing in the middle of a dream. A dream that has no end, no beginning, only the endless cycle. But something shifts. A figure stands before you, a new arrival to the town, their face hidden beneath the mask they wear. You approach them, instinctively, drawn to the new soul, the new keeper who has come to take their place. Their eyes are empty, but you feel their awareness, their fear. They know what awaits them. They know the truth of the mask and the curse. You were once like them, terrified, confused, desperate for a way out. But now, you are a part of this place. There is no escape. You stop in front of the figure, your hand reaching out, as if to touch them. But they pull away, recoiling from the touch. They look at you, the mask hiding their expression, but you can sense the fear in their posture. They are a reflection of your former self, and in that moment, you realize that the mask has a way of making you feel both trapped and 3K. It's an illusion, a bitter one, but it's a part of the curse. It promises nothing but endless rebirths in the form of others who will eventually take your place. You are not the first to stand here, and you will not be the last. The figure looks at you, and you sense a recognition in their eyes, a knowing that transcends words. They are beginning to understand, as you did, that the curse is not just about suffering. It is about passing the mask on, about perpetuating the cycle. The town will continue to claim souls, and they, too, will wear the mask, just as you did. The figure steps forward, reaching out to you, their hands trembling. They take their first tentative steps toward the pedestal, where the mask still waits. You watch them, helpless. You know what will happen next. You have already lived it. You are bound to it. The moment they touch the mask, they will be consumed. Koe. They will take their place in the cycle, and when their time comes, they will pass it on to another. You can feel the pull of the mask as it calls to them, its power inexorable, its influence undeniable. There is no escape. There never was. The figure places their hand on the pedestal, and you feel the weight of the moment shift. The mask resonates with a pulse of energy. You know the ritual is beginning again. The cycle is in motion once more. The new keeper has taken their place. You step back, watching them. They are no longer themselves. They are part of the mask, part of the town, part of the curse. You can feel their presence, their soul merging with the essence of the mask. The town stirs again, the buildings shifting in response to the new keeper, to the continuation of the curse. And then, everything falls silent. You stand alone, once again, in the heart of the town. The figure is now part of the town's fabric, part of the endless cycle. The mask waits for the next keeper, the next soul to claim it. And you know, without a doubt, that this will never end. The cycle continues, as it always has, as it always will. You are the keeper, and you always will be. The silence in the town is profound, the kind of silence that fills the air with a strange tension. It's a silence that stretches across time, unbroken, as though the very fabric of existence is holding its breath. The town itself seems to pulse with that silence, as though every stone, every creaking floorboard, is aware of its own cursed nature. You stand there, a shadow among shadows, your mind a whirl of fragmented thoughts, yet none that truly feel like your own. The mask, the one you wear, the one that has claimed so many before you, continues to hum in the depths of your soul, its power vibrating in your chest. It is a constant presence, never to be ignored. You take another step forward, your movements slow and deliberate, as though even walking through the streets of this forsaken place is an act of defiance. The whispers begin again, faint at first, but growing louder with each passing second, as if the souls trapped within the mask are speaking to you, urging you to embrace your role completely. But the more you listen to their voices, the more their words blend together, and you realize that you can no longer tell who is speaking, who is even trying to communicate. The figure, the new keeper, has already moved beyond the pedestal, now part of the cycle. You can feel their presence, no longer a person, but an entity, a vessel for the curse. Their essence has melded with the town, becoming one with its cursed soul. They, too, are now trapped in this endless loop, just as you are. And you know that this is how it's meant to be. The mask, the curse, the town, none of them can be escaped. Not by you, not by the new keeper, and certainly not by the souls that have been lost over the ages. They have all become part of the curse, unable to leave, condemned to repeat their roles over and over again. The town's streets stretch endlessly ahead of you. There's no direction, no destination anymore. You can walk for eternity, but you will never find an exit. This is your prison now, and it is the prison of everyone who has worn the mask before you. The only difference between you and the others is that you are now aware of it. You can feel the weight of the mask more keenly than ever before, its influence seeping into every corner of your being, turning your thoughts and actions into mere echoes of its will. The mask dictates, and you obey. There is no room for defiance, no hope for rebellion. You have become one with it, and now you will carry it forward. The sound of footsteps behind you catches your attention. You turn, expecting to see another figure, another lost soul, drawn to the town perhaps, but there is no one, just the shifting shadows of the town, moving as though they are alive, always watching, always waiting. The curse is alive in this place. It's not just the mask. It's the entire town, its very being woven into the curse that has claimed so many lives. And with each new arrival, the town grows stronger, feeding off the fear, the hopelessness, the endless cycle of torment that it nurtures. The streets stretch out before you, as endless as time itself. You walk, aimless, though you know that every step you take only brings you closer to the inevitable. The whispers in your mind are persistent, like a distant murmur of voices calling you back, pulling you into the fold of the curse. You feel them, their presence creeping into your thoughts, reminding you that you are no longer just a keeper. You are the town now. The mask is you, and you are the mask. You pass the remnants of buildings, their structures dilapidated but somehow still standing, as though they are as much a part of the curse as the souls who wander the streets. You see glimpses of faces, those who have taken the mask before you, who have become part of this unending cycle. They are not just spirits, they are the town's essence. You feel them watching, their eyes empty, their souls lost to the curse. You cannot reach them. You cannot save them. They are the town, just as you are now, pests. And in that knowledge, you find yourself strangely hollow. The mask hums louder now, its voice clear and sharp. It calls you, urging you forward. And though you know what it wants, you cannot help but feel the pull. Its power is too much to ignore, too overwhelming. Cycle must continue, and you must carry it on. There is no escaping it. There never was. You stop in your tracks. The mask on your face seems to grow heavier, and you feel the weight of the centuries pressing on you. The town feels like it's closing in, its walls bending, the buildings shifting in time with the mask's pulse. You are no longer a person. You are part of the curse. Your identity, your thoughts, your desires, everything that was once you have been consumed by the mask's power. But as the weight of it presses down on you, you realize that the cycle isn't just something that happens to you. It's something you carry forward. You are not just a keeper. You are the vessel that ensures the mask's power endures, and you will pass it on, just as those before you did. The mask will claim new souls, just as it claimed you. And when the time comes, another soul will take your place, and the curse will continue. You look around, the town stretching before you in endless repetition, the mask pulsing with power. There is nothing left to do but walk forward, to take your place in the cycle and watch it unfold, just as it always has. The town waits, the mask waits, and you will wait as well, forever. The town continues to stretch endlessly before you. Every corner, every shadow, seems to pulse with the energy of the curse. The mask on your face weighs heavily, pressing down on you like an anchor, dragging you deeper into the cycle. The whispers are constant now, swirling around you, filling the empty spaces with their voices. They are not just the voices of those who came before you. They are the town itself, the souls of the cursed, the keepers, the forgotten, all calling out to you, merging with your own thoughts, your own soul. You try to push them away, but it's impossible. You are the town. You are the curse. You are the mask. The streets are winding, the path ahead impossible to follow. You've walked these roads countless times, but the destination always shifts. It's not the place you seek that matters anymore. It's the journey, the unending passage through the town's cursed labyrinth. There is no end. There is no release. There is only the mask and the cycle. The buildings loom on either side, leaning in like silent witnesses, watching as you move forward. Some of them are decaying. There are windows broken, their walls crumbling into dust. But others are strangely whole, untouched by time, as if they have been preserved by the same unnatural force that keeps the curse alive. These buildings don't belong to the past or the present. They belong to the curse, trapped in an unyielding moment in time. You pass the faces of those who have come before you, figures dressed in tattered clothing, their eyes obscured behind the masks they once wore. Some of them stare at you, unblinking, as if they recognize you, as if they can still see you, despite the mask that has overtaken your identity. Their eyes are hollow, devoid of everything but emptiness, but you know that once they were like you. They were people, souls trapped in the endless cycle of the curse. And now, they are nothing more than echoes. One of them reaches out, their hand trembling, and you stop. Their face is shrouded by the mask, but you know what they are trying to convey. They are not reaching for you. They are reaching for the next soul. They are waiting for the next keeper, just as you once did. They are waiting for the cycle to continue. You can feel the weight of their gaze, their silent plea, and it sends a shiver through you. They are no longer individuals. They are part of the curse, just as you are. And in that moment, you understand the full horror of your fate. The curse is not just a force, it is a living thing, a thing that feeds on the souls of the innocent, trapping them in this endless loop of suffering. The town is a prison. The mask is the key, and you are both its keeper and its prisoner. You turn away, unable to bear the weight of their gaze, and continue walking through the streets. The town stretches out before you, but it feels smaller now, as if the walls are closing in on you, squeezing the life out of you. The air grows thick with a suffocating silence, broken only by the occasional whisper of a lost soul, the scrape of your footsteps, and the hum of the mask. The mask, it's calling to you, urging you forward, urging you to fulfill your role, too. You have no choice but to obey. The mask pulses, the energy within it vibrating through your body. You can feel it moving inside you, filling every inch of your being, consuming you. It is both part of you and apart from you. It shapes your thoughts, your actions, your very existence. You no longer know where you end and it begins. You are the mask. You are the curse. You are trapped. Ahead of you, the town's heart lies. The central square, the place where it all began, the pedestal. You have been here before, countless times. It is the place where every cycle starts and ends. The pedestal waits, empty, ready for the next keeper, the next soul to claim it. But you already know that you cannot be the one to end the cycle. You cannot be the one to break the curse. You are part of it now, as much a part of the town as the mask itself. The pedestal calls to you, and without thinking, you step forward, your hand outstretched. The mask pulses in time with your heartbeat, and as your fingers brush the pedestal, a new surge of energy floods through you. The town seems to breathe, its walls shifting and groaning under the weight of its own cursed existence. And you feel it. The curse is alive. It has always been alive, feeding on the souls it traps. It moves through the town like a parasite, drawing strength from each new keeper, each new soul. The mask is its vessel. You are the vessel. The cycle continues, as it always has, and as it always will. You take a deep breath, the air thick with the weight of inevitability. The pedestal stands before you, waiting. The town stands before you, waiting. The mask hums, its pulse a constant, steady rhythm that you cannot escape. And in that moment, you realize there is no escaping this place. There is no freedom from the curse. The mask will continue to claim souls, to trap them in its endless cycle, forever and ever. There is no end. There is only the town. There is only the mask. And there is only you forever. You step back, a sense of finality settling over you, and you turn away from the pedestal. The town stretches ahead of you, a never-ending maze of misery and torment. The mask's power hums inside you, its hold tightening, but you have come to accept it. You are no longer a person. You are part of the curse, the figure of the new keeper. The one who has already taken their place is just a blur now, another lost soul in the ever-growing sea of the cursed. The town is alive with the hum of the mask, and you, the keeper, are part of its eternal story. And as you walk through the streets, the whispers fade into the background, a mere hum in the distance. You are the mask. You are the keeper. And this is your prison, forever. Town continues to breathe, a dark, living entity. The mask pulses beneath your skin, its energy alive, making the world around you feel like a dream, more rather, a nightmare. It shifts, distorts, always just out of reach of your comprehension. As much as you feel bound to this place, this never-ending cycle, there's an odd sensation, something familiar, something different. It's like an itch in the back of your mind, a whisper that lingers in the corners of your consciousness. You walk through the streets, numb to everything, yet there's a subtle change in the air, something you can't quite place. The town, always been quiet, its cursed residents moving like shadows, their faces hidden beneath their masks. But today, there's a shift. The wind blows slightly, carrying a strange sound that seems to come from a distant corner of the town, one you've never dared to venture into before. For a moment, you pause, your senses heightened. The mask, ever present, feels oddly still, almost like it's waiting. It's not the same hum that fills your body, but something deeper, something far older. You walk towards the sound, your steps slow but sure. The familiar buildings seem to watch you, their crumbling facades unchanging, yet in some way, they feel different today. The whispering of the other lost souls grows faint, almost as if they, too, are curious about this shift in the air. The further you walk, the more your senses sharpen, and then, you find it. A door weathered, its wood splintering at the edges, yet strangely untouched by the decay of time. You've never noticed it before, hidden in the shadows of a long-forgotten alley, as if the town itself had only just allowed you to discover it. It's different from the other structures. It doesn't have the same oppressive, decaying aura. There's a faint flicker of light, like a candle's glow, peeking through a crack. It beckons to you as you approach the door. A strange sensation stirs within you. Could this be it? The possibility of something, someone, something new. You reach for the doorknob with a tremor, unsure of why you're even doing it, but compelled all the same. The door creaks open, and you step inside. The room is small, but warm, unlike the cold, endless streets of the town. In the center of the room stands a figure tall, slender, and wearing no mask. They look up as you enter, and for the first time in what feels like an eternity, you see eyes that are not hollow, Camille. Their gaze is steady, come alive. There is a flicker of something deep inside their stare, something almost human. You're here, the figure says softly, their voice resonating with a strange familiarity. You stand frozen for a moment, confused, your mind still clouded by the heavy grip of the mask. But something in their voice calls to you. The figure doesn't wear the mask, yet they somehow know you, as if they have been waiting for you, as if they've been waiting for the cycle to bring you here. I was wondering when you would arrive. They continue, their voice soft but purposeful. I'm surprised it took this long. You've always known, haven't you, that there was more, that there is always more than the curse. The weight of their words hits you like a shockwave, and for a brief moment, you feel something inside you stir an emotion buried beneath the mask's oppressive grip. Could there truly be more? Could this strange figure be telling the truth? The questions flood your mind, but the mask's power only tightens its grip on you. The figure steps closer, their expression not one of pity or sympathy, but understanding. The curse is not all there is, they whisper, almost as if speaking to themselves. It is but one path, one cycle, but there is a way out. You must trust me. There's a way to break the loop. You feel a jolt inside, a spark of hope flickering through the fog of your existence. The mask, the curse, has always seemed like an inevitable, eternal truth. There was no escaping it. But now, in the presence of this figure, the idea that there is an alternative seems almost possible. The figure's hand moves, gesturing toward the space around them. This room, this place, is outside the cycle. It is the Kitha anchor to reality. And you, as the keeper, have always had the ability to step beyond it. But it requires more than simply wanting to leave. It requires a choice. The words hang in the air, heavy and thick with significance. A choice. Could you truly step away from this curse? Could you find a way to break free from the cycle that has held you captive for so long? I can help you, the figure says, their voice soft but firm. But first, you must choose. To break the cycle, you must abandon the mask. You must take off the very thing that holds you here. But in doing so, you may lose everything that you once were. The weight of their words presses on you. The mask, the symbol of your torment, has been with you for so long that it feels like part of your very being. But now there is a chance, however slim, to escape. A choice, a chance. It's almost too much to comprehend. You've never truly had control over your fate before. Never had a moment where you could make a decision and truly change the course of your existence. But this moment, it feels different. You look at the figure, their eyes steady and calm, waiting for your answer. The air around you is charged, the whispers of the town fading into the background, as if even they are holding their breath. You know the choice is yours. Will you leave the cycle behind? Will you give up the mask, the curse, and everything that has defined you for so long? Or will you remain, continuing the endless cycle, keeping the mask for the next keeper? You take a deep breath, and for the first time in ages, you feel a sense of clarity, a sense of purpose. The decision, your decision, has arrived. Stand there, heart pounding, in a place that feels somehow suspended between the past, present, and future. The figure before you remains silent, their gaze unwavering, as if they are waiting for you to make the impossible choice. And, perhaps, in that moment, it feels as though the entire weight of the town is watching you. The town, the mask, the curse, all waits for your answer. The mask on your face, though still present, no longer feels like an oppressive weight. In fact, it's almost as if it's become a part of you. You've worn it for so long that the thought of removing it seems foreign, almost absurd. What would you be without it? Who would you be without the identity it's shaped for you? Could you even recognize yourself? The figure steps forward, drawing your attention back to them. They seem patient, but there is an urgency to their presence, as if they know the moment is fleeting. The curse has fed on the souls of those who walked these streets for centuries, each of them bound by the mask. But you are different. You have the power to choose, they say gently. The cycle has led you here for a reason. It is time for you to decide. You look around the room, the strange, sacred space that stands outside the reach of the cursed town. It is a small room, yet it feels vast, endless in a way, full of possibilities. It's as if it holds the potential for something beyond the endless torment you've endured. Your gaze returns to the figure, and in their steady, knowing eyes, you see something you haven't felt in years, hope. But then, the whispers begin again, faint at first, but growing louder. The voices of the souls who have been trapped by the mask, their torment, their endless suffering, calling out to you. They are part of you now, and their voices carry the weight of their pain. Don't leave us, they beg. We can't escape. Neither can you. Their words twist and churn in your mind, trying to pull you back into the cycle, to make you doubt the possibility of freedom. What will you be without the mask, without the curse? Their voices are not only whispers, they are desperate, cries for help, for salvation. But you can feel it. You know that the only way they will ever be free is if you make this choice. The figure in front of you steps closer, their hand extending toward the mask on your face. You can't free them, they say softly, their voice unwavering. But you can free yourself. The mask hums, a subtle vibration beneath your skin. It's as though it knows what's happening, as though it is aware of the choice you are about to make. The pull of it is strong, familiar. After all, it has always been with you, defining you, controlling you. To take it off, to sever the connection, would be to give up everything. But at the same time, it would be to reclaim your own existence, to break free from the endless cycle that has defined you, and the town for as long as anyone can remember. Your fingers tremble as you reach for the edges of the mask. Air grows heavier, charged with a strange energy. The whispers crescendo into a final, desperate plea. Don't leave us. But their words no longer carry the same power. The weight of the mask has shifted. It no longer owns you. You pull the mask from your face, feeling the cool air hit your skin for the first time in what feels like forever. The sensation is overwhelming, a wave of freedom flooding through you. The mask, the weight of the curse, begins to dissipate, and with it, a part of the town's hold on you fades. You feel lighter, freer, more alive than you've felt in ages. For a moment, there is nothing. The town falls silent. The figure before you is watching intently, but there's no judgment in their eyes, only understanding. The mask, now in your hands, feels almost lifeless, its once overwhelming presence diminished. And then, something extraordinary happens. The walls of the room begin to shift. The space around you warps, like the fabric of the town itself is unraveling. You watch, in awe, as the shadows recede, the energy of the curse slowly dissolving. It's as if the very essence of the town is beginning to loosen its grip on reality. The cycle that has held everything in place for so long is starting to break. The figure smiles, a soft, knowing expression crossing their face. You have done it. They say you have broken the cycle. The mask in your hands is no longer an object of power. It is simply a relic of the past, something that no longer holds sway over you. You can feel it deep inside your soul, a sense of liberation, of finality. The town is beginning to change. The endless maze of streets, the decaying buildings, the lost souls, they are all fading, slowly, as if the mask's power was the glue that held it all together. You take a deep breath, your lungs filling with air that doesn't feel heavy, doesn't feel suffocating. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, you breathe freely. The figure looks at you, their expression peaceful. It's over now. The town will heal in its own time, and you are free. For the first time in years, you smile. You know that, though the town may take time to heal, though the memories of the cursed cycle may always remain within you, you are no longer bound. You have broken free from the curse, from the mask, from the endless cycle of suffering. You look back toward the doorway of the room. Outside, the town still stands, but it is no longer a prison. It is a place of possibility, a place that can heal. The figure steps back, their presence fading, as if they were never truly part of this world. But something more, a guide, a force that led you here. The path ahead is yours now. The mask is behind you, and the cycle has ended. The future, however long it may be, is your own to shape. And for the first time in what feels like forever, you are free.